Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the channel. And if you've been here to see my spoken word videos, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sophia Olanrewaju, or you can just call me Sophie Olan. On this channel, I film and post videos about faith, spoken word poetry, and easy English for poets and non-native users of the English language. Oh my gosh! It's my first vlog. Oh my gosh, it's our first vlog today, and I'm super excited that we are doing this together. I just want to take this moment to say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed, who has commented on the videos, who has shared the videos, who has given the videos that are already here big thumbs ups. I celebrate you. So if you're interested in any of the things that I spoke about, please give a big thumbs up to this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell here, wherever it is on your screen. Hit it so that you can always be the first one to know every single time I upload a new video. And please do not hesitate to bear your heart out to me in the comment section. I want to gist back with you. All right, I want to know everything that you are thinking about, everything that we are talking. Okay, so on this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how God gave me my dream wedding to my dream guy. The story about how I met my dream guy, that's for another video. But on this particular video, I'm going to be sharing with you the goodness of God in my life concerning my dream wedding. And consider this the maiden video for this particular segment. Like I said, I'm going to be talking to you about faith, and this particular corner is called our faith gist. In this corner, we'll be gisting about the good things that God has done for us, and I will not mind you talking back at me about the good things God will be doing for you, has done for you in the comment section, whether they are similar or not. I'd like to also hear from you and hear your own experiences. Right now, I'm going to be sharing how everything went down. So this year, 2020, I got married. We started planning our wedding sometime around the end of last year. By the way, my husband, his name is Lord Josh. His name is actually Joshua Olanrewaju, but we all call him Lord Josh. Like, we forget that Joshua Olanrewaju is actually his name. So, hi babe. We have always wanted a small wedding, my husband and I. Outdoor, nice, fancy, cool, and just few people. But my mom was like, 100 people. You want 100 people to come to your wedding? All your family members alone. I don't know more than 100 already. Then your husband's family, then this and that. You're not even serious. But lockdown happened, hence social distancing, hence no gathering of more than 50 people in a place. Of course, we're more than 50, but compared to the large hall that we already, paid for, well, in a way, compared to that, I mean, we had a smaller crowd, and we had an outdoor wedding. When we first talk about outdoor wedding, hey God. When we talk about outdoor wedding, that's how started entering matter about how not doing the wedding in a church can lead to people not having children, about how there's some kind of spirits that are some kind of unholy spirits are involved with people that do garden wedding and wedding that is not in church, about how we might not have confidence in the future, talk about that we do not wed in a church. I have confidence. We wedded in my father's compound in a beautiful, well, maybe I'll just show the picture of that, but it was a beautiful wedding. There was nothing missing in that wedding. Let me just go on with the story. So, and then because of those kind of talks that somebody had planted in my mother's heart, she also, of course, transferred it to my father. And then they're like, there's no garden wedding happening here. X was cancelled, that we had to do it in a church, and we had to do it in our home church. Of course, we were grateful that we did it in our home church and we didn't have to go to Kenya to do the wedding, but we wanted to do the wedding in our church. We wanted our pastor to join us, Pastor Miwa, and that had been our confession and prayer also. And then that's how things started going south with the counseling there. And they were not going to agree to come to join us in my father's compound. But my dad didn't want any drama because they had heard of some people's wedding going south with police officials coming to arrest them while they're gathering and all of that. So he wanted something small in the compound that we can just quickly wrap up, and then the pastors of our home church were not agreeing to it. because it was a law, which I understand, right? But my dad was not going to compromise. Although at first he was just considering, should we just go early in the morning, get it done, and come back? But somehow the Lord put the favor of our interest in my mother's heart, and so she used her woman power. I'm joking, but anyways, she talked to my dad, and she just reasoned with him, just said, allow the king to come, blah blah blah. Anyway, I don't know the exact things she said, but then she put her mouth strongly. But my dad was not really staying on having us do it in our home church because of the conditions now. So by the time she was able to convince him, my dad by himself picked up his phone in our presence, dialed my pastor's number, and then he called him and then told him what was going on and how he would really want him to come to join his daughter and her husband. He made a special request by himself, and I'm like, oh my God, our confession is working. At first I was like, okay, is it a confession? Is it coincidence? But my brothers and sisters, it is confession. So we had been praying for good vendors also, and of course I trusted my own vendor for my dress and makeup. Shout out to AC and Vivian, my dear sister BC. I hope you watch this, sister BC. I hope you see my shout out to you. Okay, shout out to AC and Vivian. Really, it was beautiful. I mean, see, the makeup amazing, the dress amazing. We came up with ways to make it work together. She was really like open to seeing that our dreams come true. Yeah, and so for my husband, there was somebody, he just like put me in charge. Please just be in charge of the tailor. I did not mind at all. So when I went to check out the fabric, the tailor, he told me the name of the fabric, right? But I don't really know names of fabrics, but I can tell when a fabric looks nice. So he told me the name. He said cashmere and one other name. So I was telling Sister BC at one point, like, cashmere, okay. But I really didn't know. So I went to check the fabric. I didn't like it at all. It just really looked there. I was wondering why he wanted to use that kind of fabric. So I started scouting for where I could get fabrics. At least I've seen the sewing. He sews pretty okay. So I was going to get fabric so that he could sew something else. So by the time I shared, somehow my mom got involved. She took it personally, like, why would he use cashmere or that or that name? There's one other one. That no, those fabrics are not good. So as I was sharing with Sister BC at another point, she now said, do you know Real Image? Shout out to all these vendors. You people will pay me. Okay, so she was like, do you know Real Image, that he does pastor suits and all of that we can check him out? So I was like, oh, he said he sells fabrics too. So we went there, we saw fabrics that we really, really liked. Eventually, long story short, this Real Image did my husband's native traditional wear and the suit, and it just marked him at every angle. Like, he was looking really sharp that day, right? And that was just our prayers being answered, because I mean, we had paid this other guy. We had paid him half, I think, or yes, more than half. I think we had paid about 80% of his fee. So we didn't want to collect it back because of relationship. So we just told him to like give him another order to make some like pants with it, and then we had to pay this new vendor to make his suit, and he was looking really, really sharp on that day. Then our cake, oh my God, I went on Pinterest. If you know me, you don't want to do selections with me. Really, my husband, I'm sure, was tired of me. I went on Pinterest and gathered pictures of many cakes, and then I started saying, okay, I want this, but not this, but not that. Anyways, we customized our own cake, but with mouth, because of course we could not make a picture of the cake we wanted, but we had pictures that had the things we wanted on our own cake. And so I didn't even meet the baker. I didn't meet her in person at all. It was lockdown. I mean, all we did was transactions, send the money, and I sent her pictures, and I explained all through WhatsApp and phone calls. This is what I want. I wanted that. And she's like, okay. When the cake came, in short, I was sort of prepared. I opened up my mind to disappointment, because I was not going to let anything ruin my day, right? So I was like, if the cake does not come out exactly as I want it, it's still going to be fine. I'll accept it as beautiful as it is and just receive it with the mind of all things work together for my good, right? But when I saw it, as in, we were together when I saw it for the first time. So I'm like, babe, look at the cake. I don't miss anything. The only thing that was different, which is not a factor, it didn't even pop in my head, was maybe the shade of color was just a little bit like, but we didn't miss it. Every single detail, I mean, no, shout out to Fab Cakes, really. Shout out to Yuma. Thank you so much for our beautiful cake. It was awesome. And then decorations, we got favor on that. I mean, what didn't we get favor on? Have I talked about the gifts we received? Oh my God. We had specific things in our confession that we wanted. The amazing part, of course, family will give us some things, but the amazing part is how the gifts we got from guests that came to our wedding were not dinner sets. I mean, let me tell you the dinner set story. So, in 2018 or so, I was going to go for a wedding and I got this very nice bag. Okay, my mom got this very nice bag for me. It was really pretty, and that was the first time I was going to be using a bag that, you know, that tush, that expensive and all. And somehow when I got home with the bag, I just knew I was to give that bag to the bride at the wedding I was going to. And of course, the sadness of, oh, I won't get to use this bag, but I was not sad. I mean, I was sowing a seed. So my mom is like, why are you doing your face like that? I'm like, this bag is going away. She's like, if you keep that bag, I will not buy anything for you again. I will not buy bag for you. She talk. I was just smiling. He said, why will you give it back? She talked. Just go and buy dinner sets. That's what people give on wedding. Buy dinner set and give them. That's what everybody gives. 2,000, 5,000, you get dinner set. I was just smiling. This bag is gone. This one we are talking is the ghost of the bag that is here. Motifun. So she shouted, I will not buy you anything. I'm like, mommy, calm. In my mind, I'm like, mommy, calm. Usually when she starts talking about when I want to give, I don't respond again because there's nothing I want to say. So I gave the bag anyways. And so I'd prayed before then that I don't want on my wedding, I don't want people to come and flood my gifts with dinner sets or repeat things that we already have, and then we'll now have a bunch of stuff that are not useful to us. So when we were opening our gifts, I can't begin to mention all the things that we saw. Like, there was no repetition of all those glassware, dinner stuff. If the glassware we got, they were really cool and not the same type. Dinner sets we got a very good dinner set, one complimentary one that was smaller than that, and that was it for dinner sets. Every other thing, they were amazing specific things. Guess what? Even my mom that said she was not going to buy me a bag anymore, she bought me one bag that was even way more expensive than that initial one that she wanted to fight me about. I just said all of this to say that, you know how people say that, you know, when you plan events, especially weddings, it never goes as planned. There's always something that goes wrong, or that people always say that and make it look as if it's normal. You know, you get comfortable with such kind of things. But for our wedding, you know, one day somebody was telling us how that nothing went as we planned on our wedding, and we looked at each other. But when we go back home, you're like, did you hear what he said? I'm like, yes. Like, our own wedding, every single thing went as planned. From where we wanted to use, from how we wanted it, to the pastors that we wanted, to the every single thing, I'm telling you. To the, in short, I didn't tell you how the favor we got on our photography. I mean, the photographer was like, I want to do your wedding. And the amount he charged us to, that's not how he charges at all. And he kept on repeating that this is because I really want to do your wedding. I really want to do your wedding. And, you know, we enjoyed favor. We enjoyed favor in dimensions. I mean, after the wedding, we got stuff that we're still using many months into the wedding. So I just wanted to encourage somebody out there to believe for better this 2021. Of course, that is past, and then we are believing God for new things, and it's the same principle, and following the different instructions that God is going to be dropping in our hearts, and that He has already dropped in our hearts. For the new year, it can be as you want. You can have it all, of course, through God's precepts. Following instructions, doing the things that He would want us to do. You can have everything you want, but it starts from, you know, of course, entreating God and doing the things He wants us to do as He tells us to do them. And I wrote a piece toward, like, I think about last month or so, that, you know, talks about this, about how our confession, you know, the things that we say have to match the things that we desire. So look up for my next video. That is a spoken word piece where I'll be talking about, you know, just bringing things together, how that the year can start on a high, where prophecies go first and we shout amen, but let our amens really be that we believe, and not saying contradictory things to the things that, you know, that have been said over our lives. I hope that my story inspired you or pushed you, motivated you to, you know, to believe God for more, to believe God for great things, than, you know, just those things that look far-fetched, just to see that there is ability in God to deliver those things to you. And maybe I'll share deeper on the confession we use, our process of prayer, and all of those things. Those things are not difficult. I'll share more of that in subsequent videos, but for this video I just thought this would be a good way to start our vlog series, and I hope I'll be seeing you coming back for more and more and more of Sophie Olan vlog series. So we have come to the end of Faith Gist for today. You know how we do. Please, if you don't know how we do, this is how we do. We comment. I want to know if you have similar experiences. I want to know if there's something that's blessed you about what I said, if there is something that you have been thinking is far-fetched, and if you want to start believing God for those things. I really want to know like maybe a aha moment in this what I've just said, in the gist that we have just gisted. Let me hear your own side of the gist. I want to listen to you too. Please just leave them down below in the comment section, and if you have not, please just give a big thumbs up to this video if you like the video, and if you have not subscribed, subscribe if you like what you just heard, because there is more where that came from. I have many more exciting videos on this channel. I have spoken word pieces, and there is so much more where all of those came from. There's going to be more vlog series on this channel, so please subscribe, like, comment, and share away. It's going to be a beautiful 2021, and I'm so excited that we are going into it together, full of faith, full of hope, taking everything that God has for us this new year. Bye. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Have a great 2021. See you on the next video.